In this video, I demonstrate some network creation and editing features beyond what was presented in the Network Coding Basic tutorial videos. I'm starting with a very simple network. We have one entry link, one connector link, and one exit link. Again, the nodes numbered 701 to 799 are going to be entry nodes. Nodes numbered 801 to 899 are going to be exit nodes. And the lower numbered nodes are going to be link connector nodes. Different colors are also used for the different link types. The network info panel displayed on the right side of the map here, again, can be displayed by pressing this button here, Network Info. It provides a listing of all the links present in your network, all the nodes, as well as any nodes that are unused. In this case, all of the nodes that are in the network are connected to links. There are two ways to access the editing properties for a link. One is to just press the edit button here, and another is to right click on a link. Let's say I want to create a stretch of roadway that is immediately adjacent to the one that I've created, but for traffic traveling in the reverse direction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an entry node exactly in the same position as the exit node here. Let's check the coordinates for that exit node, 801, and it is at 1100. So I'm going to click the direct node add, select entry node, and I will set the coordinates here. Now it's gone ahead and set the node ID initially to one more than the last highest entry node in the network. Since the coordinates for this new entry node 702 are exactly the same as exit node 801, we now cannot see node 801 because it is directly underneath node 702. But you can see that it's still here in your network in this list. To create the entry link traveling in this reverse direction, we could put another node, a new node, in exactly the same position as node 2. Generally, it's best to avoid that because we see what happened here with this entry node being exactly on top of the exit node. When you're viewing the network in the map view, that just makes things a little bit more challenging to identify where all of your nodes are. But again, everything will be listed in the table here. Generally, you should only create new nodes if you need a node at a unique coordinate position. In this case, I want to connect to this exact same node position here. So I'm going to go ahead and reuse node 2. So I'm going to say create link, and it's going to be an entry link, and I'm going to go from node 702 to 2, and the node coordinate positions are already entered here. I'll go ahead and add 2 lanes for this direction as well. And now we have a new entry link going the reverse direction. Likewise, I'll add a new link here, a connector link between nodes 2 and 1. And also add 2 lanes. So I have 2 links connected between nodes 1 and 2. The link going in this direction is going to be link 1, 2. The link traveling in this direction is going to be link 2, 1. And we can see that here in the link list. We have link 1, 2 and link 2, 1. Now I need to add an exit node for this reverse direction. I'll do the direct node add. Exit node, and I'm going to use the same position as the entry node 701, and then add the exit link for the reverse direction. So that's going to go from node 1 to node 802. And again, you need to remember to add lanes before you exit the link data editing screen. At this point, I'm going to turn off the grid lines. Now let's say I add a node that then I decide I don't want to keep in the network. So I'm just going to randomly place a connector node and maybe another one. If we look in our all nodes list, and let me turn off the node selector, we can see that these new nodes that I added to the map, 3 and 4, are present in our list. But those nodes are also unused, so they will show up on this tab here. If a node is connected to a link, you cannot delete it. So if I go back and let's say I select node 2, which is this one here, and I select delete node, it'll tell you that you cannot delete it in this way. And this table will show you the list of links that that node is connected to as well. So to be able to delete a node that's connected to a link, you have to first delete that link. But any unused nodes you can directly delete. So we'll go back to the unused nodes tab and just select node 3 here. It will give you a warning message. And now those nodes are removed. Let's say you want to renumber a node. So let's select node 2, and then I'm going to press the change ID value button here. And let me just demonstrate by choosing a number for a node that already exists in our network. So I'm going to choose 1. So it's going to tell you that that node ID is currently in use. You cannot renumber your node to that particular ID value. So let's change it to 3. And then what you'll see here is the program will update your link IDs based upon that changed node ID. So where you had 2, you now have 3. And we see that the node ID being shown here now is 3. One thing to keep in mind, the program will attempt to revise connecting link ID values as appropriate, the upstream and downstream connecting link IDs. There are some situations where that cannot be fully updated. So if you do make a node numbering change, you may have to go in and do some more revising to those connecting link IDs. I'm going to change this back to node 2 for now. If you want to change the coordinate position for a node, there's 2 different ways that has to be done. So if we have an unused node, for example, with the unused node pane, again, the only option here is to delete. If you want to edit it, you have to access that from the All Nodes tab. So here you'll see that the node coordinate position fields are enabled. So I can just go ahead and change that here. And you'll see that the node gets moved. If you try to do that with a node that's currently connected to a link, let's look at node 2 again, you'll see that the node coordinate position input fields are grayed out. That means you cannot edit the coordinate positions once that node is attached to a link. So the way that you have to do that is you have to go into the link property. So I'm going to go back here to the links tab and then select link 1, 2. And now you can change the coordinate positions in here. So let's say that I want to move it up a little bit. I will change this to 80 and save changes. Now, unfortunately, this does not automatically update other links that are connected to that node. So I'm going to also go in and edit link 2.1, and the updated position is reflected here. So now I just need to save the changes. And then we need to do that for node 2801. That was link 2801. And then likewise, we need to go into link 7022. And again, the Y position is shown here as the correct position, so we just need to save the changes. And now everything looks correct with that node position adjusted from a Y value of 100 to 80. I've reverted back to the original network at this point. To delete a link, there are two different ways to do that. One is, again, you can click here on the Edit button, and then in the link data screen, press the Delete Link button. It will give you a warning asking if you're sure that you want to delete the link. Another way is to right-click on the link with the mouse button and select Delete Link, and you'll get the same warning. When you do that, then the link is removed. There is no undo feature for that, so make sure you really want to delete the link before you do. Otherwise, the only way to get it back is to load a previously saved version of your network that has that link present, which I will do at this point as well. You can also split links in two different ways. So I can select the link, right click, and then select Split Link. And you'll be presented with the option to either split it by length or to split it by lanes. So let's first look at splitting the link by length. So I want to split this link into two equally sized links in terms of distance. So I'm just going to enter 50% here and then select OK. And what happens then is we've inserted a new node, node 3, and so now we have this link 1 to 3 and link 3 to 2. Again, the program will, to the extent possible, try to update connecting lane IDs, connecting link IDs, but you'll always need to double check that. There may be some situations where the updates just cannot be made for some reason. And again, you can always check that by bringing up the network coding panel and running a check for network coding errors. I have reverted back to my original network, and now we're going to demonstrate the other method for splitting a link. So again, I will right click on this link, select Split Link, and select Split Link lane-wise. You always have to have a minimum of one lane in each of the links that gets created. So the maximum number that will be possible here will be 1 minus the total number of lanes in the current link. So in this case, we can only select 1 because we only have 2 lanes. So I will go ahead and select OK. So now you can see we have 2 separate links here. We have this link 1, 2, and it's just 1 lane, and then we also have link 3, 4, which is also just 1 lane. Again, remember to double check the connecting link IDs and connecting lane IDs after you perform a link split operation. And now I'm going to demonstrate one more use of that feature. Let's say that I want to move this exit link further to the right and then insert a new link in between it and the existing upstream links. So the first thing that I'm going to do is change the coordinate position for node 801, which is currently directly underneath node 702. But because it's currently attached to a link, I need to do that through the link data screen. So I'm going to select Edit, and I'm going to change the X position here for node 801 to 1400, and select Save Changes. Now we see that node 801 has been moved further to the right. And I'm going to go ahead and split this link. And again, I'll just use 50% for this. And now we have this new link inserted here, link 2.5. However, it is showing as an exit link, and we don't want that as an exit link, so we need to change that. So I'm going to Edit, and then just select Arterial Connector. And now it's showing as an Arterial Connector link. And then we still have our Arterial Exit link here, just renumbered now from 5 to 801. One final note for this video: as you're doing your network creation and network editing, I do strongly recommend that you save your project files frequently. Once you've saved it for the first time and provided a name, then you can just click the save button here, and that will then save the latest version. What the program will do is every time you click save, it will create a backup. If we look in the File Explorer location where I've saved these particular project files, again you'll see a file with a .ssim extension. That's the main project file. All of these files are in an XML format, extensible markup language. You can load them into a text editor if you would like, and you can view the contents. The file that contains all of the network specifications is this .nwf, just means network file. This is really the critical file. It's easy to recreate a project file, but this is the file that you don't want to lose or have get corrupted. When I'm within the program and I click the save button and then come back to that File Explorer location, you will see a new file present with this copy 1 added to the file name. If I click save again, now you'll see copy 2. So the program will automatically create backup copies for you. So if something goes wrong during your network creation process, again, you delete a link you didn't really mean to delete, you can reload a previous version. You'll just need to rename your file by removing that added part of the file name, copy 1, copy 2, and so forth. If the program crashes for some reason, which it may do on occasion, again, you can go back if your file gets corrupted, the network file, and reload a previously saved version, again by just going to whatever the latest backup copy is or any previous versions and just renaming that file to be the same as your original file name. So that's the end of this tutorial video.